You wake up, you reach for your phone in the dark, your inbox is already a total war zone, overlapping calendar invites everywhere.
Yeah, and your most important files are just hiding somewhere in the cloud. It's that pure, concentrated daily chaos we all know.
Right, but what if things were different? What if, while you were still sleeping, an AI quietly built a single personalized web page?
A page organizing exactly what you need to do today. It completely changes the texture of your morning.
Welcome to this deep dive. I'm so glad you're here with us today. We're taking a very measured approach to this.
We absolutely are.
We want to explore something incredibly practical for your routine. We're going to build a unified daily dashboard together.
Which is huge. We'll examine how ChatGPT work and ChatGPT sites actually operate.
Right. They're pushing way past old productivity boundaries. We'll cover the specific apps you need and share the exact master prompts to use.
And finally, we'll put this entire system on autopilot. It's a fundamental shift in how professionals operate.
So let's really think about this evolution of AI workspaces. We need to understand the underlying mechanics first.
Right. Why this is a breakthrough before we actually build it.
Exactly. Why is the specific workflow such a massive leap forward?
Well, the shifting utility is fascinating when you examine it. For a long time, Claude Cowork set the absolute gold standard, right? It was brilliant at processing complex, multi-step tasks. It handled massive text generation beautifully.
But the friction was always in what happened afterward. You ask an AI for a complex strategic plan.
Yeah.
It generates this beautiful text right in a chat window. But the moment you close that tab, it essentially vanishes.
Exactly. Your work ends up as a lost digital document.
Right. It becomes just another spreadsheet you have to continually dig for.
And that is exactly the cognitive load we're trying to eliminate. Every time you search for a file, you lose momentum.
Yeah.
So ChatGPT work takes that Claude Cowork concept much further. It integrates directly with a powerful feature called ChatGPT sites.
I want to understand the mechanics of that integration. How does a static AI chat actually turn into a live website?
Okay, so instead of leaving your result trapped in a conversational thread, the system shifts gears. It writes the HTML code itself behind the scenes.
Wow.
Yeah, builds the site structure and fills it with data simultaneously. Then it hosts that formatted page on a dedicated server.
So it publishes the chat output directly to a persistent web URL.
It does, and that persistence completely changes how we interact with AI. You get a stable link, one fixed URL.
It's like moving from a temporary whiteboard to a permanent updating command center.
That visual is entirely spot on. You bookmark it once in your browser, and you never have to search your chat history again.
Okay, we have the engine, which is the AI itself. Now we need the fuel, which is our personal data.
Right, the raw materials.
But connecting the two feels like a massive privacy risk. We don't want to hand over our entire digital lives, do we?
No, absolutely not. We have to be deeply intentional about this. To execute this specific dashboard, you need the right tools. You need ChatGPT work and ChatGPT sites enabled. You also need the scheduled tasks feature active.
And what about the actual data fuel?
That comes from the Google ecosystem. You need Gmail, Google Calendar, and Google Drive.
I still wrestle with prompt drift myself, and I always hesitate before giving an AI access to my entire digital life. 2-sec silence. We're talking about decades of personal communication here.
Your hesitation is entirely justified, honestly. This requires a crucial, non-negotiable warning for anyone listening.
Definitely.
You should only connect the specific accounts you use for work. Do not connect a personal email used for banking. You must carefully review all permissions.
That makes sense. I imagine Google Drive is the trickiest part of this equation, though. A calendar is strictly time-based, which is easy to parse.
Yeah, exactly.
But a drive is a chaotic dumping ground of old files. Why does the AI need access to Google Drive specifically?
Think about the context of your daily schedule. When you have a major client call, you need reference documents.
Right.
The AI uses semantic search to find those specific files. It actually understands the relationship between your calendar and your documents.
Right. It pulls files specifically linked to your upcoming meetings and deadlines.
Exactly. It gathers them all into one clean list. No more frantic searching 2 minutes before a crucial Zoom call.
So with the tools gathered, we enter the actual connection phase. We need to plug these apps into the AI's brain safely.
Right, the setup phase.
Where do we actually start this process?
You start by navigating directly into ChatGPT work. You go to the Apps or Plugins section in the settings.
Okay.
This acts as the secure bridge where you grant access. First, you connect your Gmail account to scan your inbox for new messages.
But how does the AI actually distinguish between important emails and just plain junk?
That is a great question.
I mean, my inbox gets hundreds of promotional blasts every single day.
This is where large language models really demonstrate their power. Traditional spam filters use rigid rules and keyword blocking, right?
Yeah.
But the AI parses semantic intent within the text. It knows if someone is making an actionable direct request.
It actively ignores newsletters and promotions unless they are flagged as urgent.
It fundamentally understands what a real task looks like. Next, you connect your Google Calendar.
To see what the day looks like.
Exactly. The AI checks today's busy schedule, but it also looks ahead at the next 7 days.
Hold on, a 7-day calendar window, doesn't that risk totally cluttering a daily dashboard?
I get why you'd think that.
Yeah, I want to focus on today, not panic about next Thursday.
It's a very valid concern to raise, but the AI is surprisingly nuanced in how it filters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it doesn't dump your entire week onto today's page. It specifically looks for looming deadlines or major events.
Ah, I see.
If you have a massive presentation Thursday, you need prep time Monday. It pulls that preparation timeline forward gracefully.
That makes total sense. And the third connection is Google Drive, which we just covered. We really need to reiterate the safety aspect here.
Absolutely. When you sign into each account, watch the authorization screen. ChatGPT work only needs access to your dashboard data.
Right. Allow absolutely no extra permissions whatsoever.
Exactly. So the AI now has access to the data stream.
But it needs strict instructions to function properly, right? Otherwise, it might just vomit raw data onto a page.
Yeah, we avoid that overwhelming data dump with careful constraints. We craft a highly specific master prompt.
A prompt is just typed instructions telling the AI what to do.
A perfect simple definition. You paste this master prompt directly into ChatGPT work.
Okay.
The prompt establishes very strict operational boundaries. It tells the AI exactly what to check and what to ignore.
Let's break down the anatomy of those instructions. What are we actually asking it to build?
The very first command sets the structural foundation perfectly. You tell it to create a mobile-friendly website called My Daily Dashboard.
Okay, and then you give specific parameters for each connected app.
Exactly. For Calendar, you instruct it to highlight important meetings. For Gmail, you demand a summary of the main requests.
And the next action steps for unread emails, presumably.
Yes, exactly. And for Drive, you want files related to today's schedule.
How does it physically organize all this information on the web page, though?
We instruct the AI to build 7 distinct sections. First is a quick daily summary. Second is today's schedule.
Okay.
Third focuses on important emails. Fourth lists your tasks. Fifth highlights upcoming deadlines.
Nice.
Sixth provides files you may need. And seventh is a suggested plan for the day.
Wow.
I know, right?
Whoa. Imagine the AI reading your whole life and instantly organizing it. It's almost unsettling how efficient that really is.
It replaces 3 or 4 different productivity apps entirely.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there is a crucial defining rule you must include here. You explicitly command it, do not create a new site.
Yeah.
Update the same URL.
We absolutely need to maintain that single fixed location. But what happens if the AI pulls in files you don't actually need?
Like what?
Say it grabs a bunch of irrelevant receipts from a project last year.
Well, you're always the final editor of this process. If it pulls junk, you simply adjust the prompt.
Oh, okay.
You explicitly command it to ignore specific file types. You give it tighter, smarter boundaries to work within.
You can adjust the filtering rules in the prompt to block useless files.
Exactly. You refine the logic until you get high signal and low noise.
So the prompt is sent, and the AI goes to work. But before we rely on this blindly every morning, we must verify.
Yes. Step 3 is acting as a meticulous editor.
Right.
Once ChatGPT work finishes processing, it hands you a link. You should open that published preview dashboard immediately.
What exactly are we looking for in this initial review?
You're checking the structural integrity of the page. Verify that all 7 sections actually generated correctly.
And on mobile, right.
Yes. Check the visual layout on your phone screen specifically. The prompt asks for mobile-friendly, so ensure it is readable.
It's like stacking Lego blocks of data. You want to make sure the foundation is solid before you walk away.
That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
You're also scanning for any weird AI hallucinations.
And if things look messy.
You don't start over. You simply use a follow-up prompt to make corrections. Use the Edit Website box for final tweaks.
What does a refinement prompt actually sound like in practice?
It's entirely conversational and direct. You just type, back review the dashboard before publishing.
Okay.
Remove the section about canceled meetings. Keep the current site name and URL.
Wait, does changing the layout manually break the automatic updating feature we just set up?
Not if you're clear with your commands. The underlying model needs to know your core intention.
Right.
As long as you remind it to target the existing destination, it works perfectly.
No, as long as you command it to keep the current URL.
The persistence of that URL is the real magic trick. Once it looks perfect, you lock it in place.
So we've built the dashboard and we've refined the layout. The final step is removing the human element entirely.
This is where it gets really fun.
Right. We want this complex curation to happen while you sleep.
Step 4 is putting the system on autopilot. We use scheduled tasks to handle the heavy lifting.
So it runs every morning automatically.
Every single morning. It should happen without you ever clicking a single button. Run it at 8 a.m. local time.
The psychological relief of that is massive.
Yeah.
Waking up to a curated, prioritized plan is incredible.
It completely changes your posture for the day.
How do we confirm the scheduling actually worked, though?
You need to check the back end of the system. If the schedule wasn't automatically created, you can force it.
It's all directly.
Yeah, tell the AI to schedule this full workflow every day. Remind it to check Gmail, calendar, and Drive automatically.
And always remind it to refresh the existing site URL, right?
Exactly. You want it to notify you when the process is complete.
But how do you change the time if you start work earlier than 8? Say you need this dashboard ready by 6 in the morning.
The scheduling mechanism is incredibly fluid and adaptable. It's not some rigid drop-down menu you have to navigate.
Oh, that's nice.
It's just a natural language instruction you provide. The AI parses your time requests and sets an internal timer.
You simply edit the time in the prompt before creating the scheduled task.
It's entirely customizable to your own personal rhythm.
That's so seamless.
And after it finishes scheduling, it returns the official permanent link. You should also open the scheduled page within your interface.
Just to visually verify the trigger is set correctly for your morning.
Exactly.
To properly manage expectations, we have to talk about software access. This level of autonomous execution is genuinely incredible.
It really is.
But we need to clarify exactly which version allows this setup.
It's an important reality check for our listeners. To pull this off, you need specific premium features.
Right.
You need ChatGPT work, sites, and scheduled tasks, all active.
I assume the free or go plans lack the horsepower.
They absolutely do.
Yeah.
Free plans do not support this full autonomous setup yet.
Why is that?
The core reason comes down to server-side processing costs.
Right.
Running scheduled tasks in the background requires dedicated computing resources.
And those resources just aren't available on the free tiers right now.
Exactly.
So ChatGPT Plus is really the baseline starting point.
Yes. Plus is the best entry point for individual users.
Yep.
It supports all the necessary features, depending on regional rollouts.
What about higher tiers?
Pro, business, and enterprise plans also work perfectly for this.
Though I imagine workspace admins might get a little nervous. They might actively restrict the site's feature for strict security reasons.
Oh, for sure.
They probably don't want company data living on an external URL.
That's a very common enterprise restriction. You should always check with your IT department first.
I have to reflect on this specific barrier to entry. True AI automation is still largely a premium feature.
It is, unfortunately.
Can free users at least do a manual version of this?
They can, but it's a much more tedious process. They can paste a similar prompt into a standard chat,
Right.
but they have to manually copy-paste their schedule or their emails. The AI will generate a daily text summary right there.
They can get the text summary, but not the live website or scheduling.
Exactly. It completely lacks the magic of waking up to a finished product.
Yeah.
You have to trigger it manually every single day.
So what does this all mean for the way we actually work? We connected the apps, wrote the prompt, and automated the execution.
Let's synthesize the ultimate value of this entire system. Your daily information no longer sits scattered in isolated silos.
Right.
Your schedule, urgent emails, and crucial files are brought together. They exist on one incredibly clear, centralized, and private page.
You bypass the morning noise and immediately see what matters.
Exactly.
It really proves the underlying value of persistent AI tools. The result stays useful long after the original prompt is finished.
It creates a reliable utility for your daily routine moving forward.
It's no longer just a chatbot you ask random questions to. It's personalized software you built using only your words.
And because it updates on a schedule, it reduces cognitive load. You open the same bookmark, review the intelligence, and get to work.
I strongly encourage you to try building this yourself today. Audit your own daily apps and check your sharing permissions carefully.
Try drafting your very first master prompt this afternoon.
It forces you to actually define your own daily priorities. But honestly, watching this system work leaves me wondering about the future.
Yeah.
If an AI can curate and organize your entire workday into a dashboard while you sleep, how long until it starts proactively replying to those emails and checking off those tasks before you even pour your morning coffee?
Handing over our executive function is the next fascinating frontier.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Stay curious.